Uh, Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first part of this workshop. My name is Eugenio. I am from Mexico. I have a bachelor's degree in industrial and systems engineering and a certificate in data analytics. I have over 5 years of experience working in business and data analysis positions, in which I have used different software such as Excel, SQL, Python, and Tableau to clean data and present financial reports to management to improve decision making. Now, let's get started with our exercise, right? I am going to start sharing my screen. I want you to open this file. The file name is Hispanotech WSL clean data. Now, if you go to the data tab, you will see some human resource information. And I just want for you all to imagine that you're starting on this new job. Your boss just gave you this Excel sheet that you will be using through all this work, during all the workshop. And you quickly realize that there are like some issues in here that needs to be fixed as soon as possible. Now, we can identify these issues here in bold letters. We can see here there are some merge cells in which, because when we start manipulating our data sets, this is going to be an issue. We can see here on name that we have some last name as uppercase, or in this case, we can see that there are also some lowercase. We can also see that there are like some spaces over here that if we want to start deleting, I mean, it will take us too much time. If this was a huge data set, this could take us hours or even days to fix that. Okay, so in this first part, we are going to be covering these themes: F5 blanks, trim, remove duplicates, change case, text to columns, replace, and left. You can check here all the formulas and all the screenshots after the workshop if you wanted to have more info. And after that we have finished all of these, we will have our data cleaned just like this, so you can keep using this with the other speakers. Now, let's get started with our exercise. I want you all to go to this first tab, F5 blanks. And as we were just saying, we can quickly identify some issues here. The last person who used this table, he just merged cell as these two people has the same hiring date. But let's start removing them. So there are several ways to start selecting this. We are going to follow these steps first. So the first step is select cells. Now let's start just doing with a mouse. So let's select here, and we can just click here, okay? Now, we need to unmerge cells. We need to go to here to Home, Alignment, and here, Merge. Now, we are seeing here, there are some blank cells. Now, we want to take them all just in one. So the next thing to do is we need to go here to Special. Now, there are two ways to get here. One, as we can see here, is just click F5. The other way is to go here again to Home, here to Find and Select, and go to Special. Either way, it will give us this window, and we need to select here blanks. Okay, now after that, we select here, okay? We can see now that all the blanks are selected. And as we were saying, we just want to do this just in one enter. So next step is to go to your keyboard, type equal, then...
Sorry, can you hold for a moment? When you highlight everything from hiring to phone, where did you go? Home, select?
Yeah, it's Home, then Find and Select, and then go to Special.
Find and Select, and then go to Special.
Go to Special,
yeah.
Then you go blanks, and then you go to this.
Where's blanks?
Yeah, look, we can go here we can select all of this.
Yeah.
We go here, special, we go blanks, and we
Special.
go here to OK. And after we have all of these selected, then we click again equal and up arrow key. And if you have here like this one, okay, so we are on the right track. And then, so if you click here, just enter, this is the only one who is going to change. So we don't want to do that. What we want to do is all of them to change at the same moment. So we need to go with Control Enter. Control Enter. So now we can see how all of these blanks change in just one. So if we have like a huge table, this is going to be extremely useful, like to either fill of this or if we want to fill with other information. Okay. Now we can continue to the next step. We will go here to trim. Okay, now the next issue that we were seeing in the first page is we can see there are so many spaces in here. We can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So instead of being deleting like one by one, we are just going to use a formula for this. We are going to use this formula. So the first step here is we are going to insert a new column. Here, we need to left click here to select C, then right click. We go to insert. And after we have this new cell just for us, we need to type here equal trim. If you check trim says remove all the space from a text string except for a single space. So this is what we want. And you can just click here. And you can either go this or go with left, but you can also use B1. Okay, after you do this, you go with enter. And okay, so we have the first one. Now we can just drag all of them down. So let's do this way. So we just see that how this changed to across. We select this corner, we click left click, we left it push, and we continue going to the bottom. Okay, now all of them just change. But now the issue that we have is if you check here, this is related to this formula. So if we want to continue using this data, we need to convert this to text. Because if we delete this is going to completely change. I can just quickly show you how this completely changed. So the next step, as they say, we need to copy and paste these values. So we can just select all of these again. We need to copy. We can just do with this, Control C. After we copy, we need to paste them as values. Now, here on top, we need to go with right click. And here, when you select these numbers, like values, we are going to paste them like that. Okay, now I'm just going to click some escape. And as we can see, like all of these data was changed. So now we don't need this anymore. So we are going to delete the old column. Just here, like a left click, right click, and we can just delete it. Okay, so now our data doesn't have any space on here and it's starting to look better now. Okay, now we go to the next one. It's remove duplicates. Okay, now we are going to see that there are, since this is a small data, we can quickly identify that there are some duplicates like this one, Yang and Yang. But if you start checking all the other columns, you see that they are different. So in this case, they are different employees. So, but if we check this one, for example, the 24, and if we check the 33, we can see that these are exactly the same one. So someone just, for mistake, he copied the same one, but now we are not sure by how many this mistake was done. So we totally need to delete them automatically. But we need to be very careful. We need to consider and restrict to all the cells. We need to make an exact match. So for this, we are going to select again all our table, and we are going to detect all the duplicates. So we can either go like just select these and do this, or you can also start using like this shortcut if you feel comfortable, in which you use Shift, Control, right, and down. Like whatever option, it will be the same. Okay, now we are going to go for conditional formatting here. So here it's in home. You go here to home, then here you identify here styles, and you will find this that is named conditional formatting. You will select this one, then the first one highlights cells rules. And the last one, it says duplicate values. Okay, now we select duplicate values. And we have this window. We are going to select OK. And here like we were saying, we are identifying some duplicates. But again, since you see, this is not the same as this one. But in this case, here is the same as this one. And this one, it's easier to find this. So it's easier to find duplicates like doing this. Okay, so now we already like found the duplicates, but now we want to remove them. So we need to select our data. Again, you can just select this all. And then we will go here to change it. Here at the top, I need you to go to data. And after you found data, you need to go to data tools. And you will see this one, these two blue squares. It say remove duplicates. You will just select this one left click. And the first thing you need to see is that it says my data has headers. So awesome, that's great. And the other thing is we have all our columns. And as we were saying, we want all of them to be restrictive in this case, because if we start just using one, it's going to be eliminating, like for example, name, it's just going to eliminate one of these. So now in this case, we want exactly all of them. We want a perfect match, you can say. Okay, so now after we have these, you just go here to OK. And it tells you that, okay, 5 duplicate values found and removed. And so now we only have 30 unique values. Okay, and you can see all of the values were eliminated. Okay, now if we want to delete like all the red ones, we can, sorry, just going to close this. Go to home, and here in editing, you just go here to clear, and let's clear. No, sorry, we can go here, it's easier. Conditional formatting, clear rules, and clear selected cells. Okay, now it's like we had it before, and we can proceed to the next step, that is change case. Now, the other issue that we were detecting is that, like in this one, you can see that the last name McBoyle is completely on uppercase. Meanwhile, if you go here to White Peter, everything is in lowercase. Now, what we are looking, we want this to look more professional. We want this to be looking just like this one. We have an uppercase first, then lowercase, then uppercase and lowercase. So we are going to be using this formula, equal proper. Okay, but the first step is we need to insert a new column. So let's insert a new column between B and C. Okay, so now let's click on C, one left click, and then right click and insert. Okay, now we have our new column. And we need to type here on C1 at the beginning, equal proper. And if you check this, it says convert a text string to proper case, the first letter in each word to uppercase and all the other letters to lowercase, which is exactly what we are looking at the moment. So let's just select this one. And now we need to select our text. So we select this one and enter. Okay, now that's exactly the same, but let's do with all of the rows, right? So you can either drag it like we were doing, like just click and drag it, or you can also double click here. So you can autofill, and this is way faster, especially if you have a huge data set. Okay, now we can see the difference just in this one. We can see how it changed for being completely lowercase to be uppercase and lowercase. And the change, we can see that here too. Okay, so now let's do the same as we did in trim, because if we want to keep using this data, we need to copy them. So we can just select all of this again, just one left click, select. Now let's copy, sorry, Control C. And then we need to paste this. So we go here and right click and here values. Okay, after we have done that, we can check here that we have our text. So we can keep using this column. Okay, perfect. Now let's just delete this one since we are not going to be using it anymore. We select here, we just one left click and then right click and here you delete. Okay, so now this is looking better. If you just check here in citizenship, we have exactly the same issue. So we are just going to do it the same too, to practice. We are going here to click here, F. We are going to right click, insert a new column between E and F. Well, we have a new column here and F. We are going to type again, equal, proper. We are going to click here, or you can also use tab if you want. And just go here. We are going to select this one again and enter. Awesome. Now remember, we can either drag this to the bottom or we can double click. Okay, now let's do just the same. So before we finish, just let's Control C, copy this. Control C, and then right click and paste it. Okay, now we have this exactly the same as this one, and you can see the change here. So we don't need these anymore. So we can delete them, just one left click and then one right click and delete it. Okay, now we are done with change case and we can now go to text to columns, to the next one here. Okay, now, well, our supervisor is asking us to change this into to convert this into a last name and split into a first name. As we can see, we have all our information here. So let's insert a new column here between B and C. So let's go here to C again, one click and one right click and insert. Let's insert this new column. Now, the next step is to select cells. So let's do that. So let's drag everything. And we need to go here to data at the top. So after we go here to data, we need to find data tools and text to columns. We are going to split a single column of text into multiple columns. So this is extremely useful, like to be splitting information. So we go here. And here we go with the limited because it says character such as comma or tabs. So we have exactly like that. We can see here our selected data and we go next. Okay, now this is important, the delimiters, what we have here. We can see that we have sometimes here some commas and some space. So we want to be splitting them by them. We don't need tab because they don't have like any tab as delimiter, but they have comma. So let's choose comma first to see the change. And we can see that the ones that have a comma, they kind of change, but there is still a space here. So we want now to eliminate that space. And because there are so many rows that has a space, we want to split them too. So we go here to space. And we can see how they all have how they all split exactly how we want. Now we go here to next after that. We select here, you can just leave it this as general. The destination here is important. We need, well, this is exactly the same just destination. We can put it here. In this case, just one click, we go back here. And we can just finish. This is how it's going to look now. So we can see that we are in the right track. Okay, now we click finish. And we can see that now we have here our last names, first names, and we don't have any comma or space. No. So let's just rename these cells. This can be like this is our last name. And this is our first name. Okay, enter. Okay, now since we have complete this, we can go to replace.
Can you repeat? I think someone wanted to see it again.
Sure.
Thank you.
I can go with this. Okay. I can go again here on. Let's insert again the column. Sorry. Let's right click again. I will just insert again. It's important to select all your data. You go here to data here on top. Now here to text to columns. We go here to the limited because we have some commas or even spaces. Okay, so we go next. We go here with comma and space. As in this case, we have this. In case you don't have them, you can just put like if you have a space or commas. Okay, now you go next. And here is just, this is the destination. So this is B1 so we can just click again, just select B1, sorry, no. It's just B1. And then we go again with finish. Okay, so it's split. Okay. Now we have here again, I'm just going to repeat this, last name and first name. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Now here, replace. Okay, so in this case, we have seen like some hyphen here, like after each three digits, we can see that, okay, so we want to delete this. So what's the easiest way to do that? So we need to select all the cells. We need to go with either Control F, this the Control F, or if you want to find it to here on top, you can just go to Home and find data and replace. Okay, now what we are looking is a hyphen here, and we want to replace it with just a single space. So we are just going to do that. If we check here on Find Next, it's finding all of them in this selection. And we just select here on Replace All. So since we have 30 rows plus 2, so we have made 60 replacements. Okay, so now the last thing we are going to do just is, we are going to get the first 3 numbers here, and we are going to use just this formula. We are just going to type here equal left, and it says return the specified numbers of characters from the start of the text string. So we are just going to click it, this one, and then you need to select, well, you need to type comma, and it tells you how many characters you want. In this case, we want 3. So you can just go with 3 and enter. And we are just going to autofill this one. Okay. So now if we just check this is exactly the same as we were looking at, right? Just here we are only need like area code and it's done. So this is going to help, this data is going to help you with your next exercise with the next speaker. And I think that, and so that will be all in the first presentation. Now we are going to start the Q&A questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Thanks, Eugenio.
Yeah.
Eugenio, we have some questions.
Yeah.
One of the questions is if you can explain again the process to remove duplicates, please.
Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you.
So I will go here to remove duplicates. I will just have to open the file. Wait, let me stop sharing. Okay, so I'm going to explain like all things like well, to check them. So you need to select all well, you need to make your selection. Then if we want to go just to identify them, which ones are the duplicates, we go here to highlight cell rules. We go here to duplicate values. Then we go here with OK. This would just change the color, so we can just choose this color and go OK. Yeah, here we just need to go with data and remove duplicates. Here, data, remove duplicates. So now we go here to my data has header. In this case, we need to keep all of them. As in this case, is because we are restricting all of them to be exactly the same, because we are seeing that we have some rows, like just in every single column is the same. Okay, now we just go with here, okay. Okay, now we just delete all of them. Also, thank you for your time, and I will leave you with your next speaker. Thank you very much.